In 2007, Irrational Games introduced us to Bioshock. It took us deep into the underwater utopia known as Rapture, with imagery and story beats that were influenced by Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead. And after 6 years of development, Irrational was returned to the franchise with a very different, but sometimes familiar, Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite is set in early 20th century America. The city of Columbia used to be the shining jewel of the United States, commissioned during its World Fair, but an ugly, aggressive streak of nationalism and empire has caused Columbia to secede from the Union. When you arrive in Columbia, it's still in the middle of what seems like its renaissance. There's a parade, there are festivals, there are churches, there are stores, there are kids playing in the streets, and it really goes a long way to developing the city of Columbia as a place, as opposed to an environment. But underneath Columbia's shiny, happy people shtick, there's something much, much darker happening, and Bioshock Infinite explores that as the game progresses. Bioshock Infinite puts players in the shoes of Booker DeWitt. Booker starts Bioshock Infinite in so much debt that he's given a simple choice. Go to the city of Columbia, find a girl, bring her back. The girl in question is Elizabeth, and how Booker finds her and how the two of them unravel the mystery of Columbia drive Bioshock Infinite forward. Infinite adds a host of new mechanics that come together better than they ever did in the first Bioshock. It's amazing how well Irrational has made the Skyline system work when it easily could have been a total disaster. Navigating these sort of airborne rail systems is much more intuitive than I expected, and it's actually a lot of fun. There's a sensation of speed that you don't get when you're on the ground, and you have this sort of godlike perspective on the battlefield below, and the first time you dismount from a Skyline and tackle someone on the ground, possibly even twist their head off with the skyhook, is a really empowering experience. As you make your way through Columbia, you're fighting police and revolutionaries alike, and these are enemies that can cross gaps, that can use the skylines that dot the city to come at you from every direction. You'll get attacked from airships, you'll be attacked from almost every angle. Like the original Bioshock, Infinite mixes the use of guns with the Vigors, but it's much more developed this time around than it was last time. Vigors give Booker supernatural powers, such as the ability to shoot lightning from his hands, or, in a new addition to the Bioshock series, fling a murder of crows at your nearest enemy. It would have been nice if Bioshock Infinite had forced me to experiment with the Vigor system a little bit more, as I tended to gravitate towards murder of crows, or the lightning, or the best friend Vigor. But there's still a sense that you can tailor your abilities and your power usage to the way that you want to play and overcome the challenges that Bioshock Infinite throws at you. There's a sense of dynamism to the combat, having Elizabeth constantly change the battlefield in a way that very few other shooters have ever managed. If you're low on salts, which power your vigors, she might throw you a container in the middle of the battle, or a med kit, or ammo. It's not just about the guns you're using, and it's not just about the vigors you've decided to use. It's not even about the way that you're walking through the level or the enemies that you're targeting. It's also about considering how Elizabeth could help you and hoping that things fall into place, and from battle to battle that can change quite a bit. Since you're not babysitting Elizabeth, you have time to actually appreciate what she does for you in combat, and that contributes to a sense that you're building a relationship with her over the course of the game. Elizabeth's innocence and your confusion at the world, as a player and as a character, allows humanity to sort of show through the seams in Columbia amidst some pretty horrific violence. In dealing with themes of racism and ugly nationalism and the ugly side of the populist movement, Bioshock has a very complicated and large story to tell. And this is really assisted by the voxophone recordings that are hidden throughout the world that reward you with the one thing that you want more of more than anything in Bioshock Infinite, which is more discovery. The final section of Bioshock Infinite is a revelatory 20 minutes that really cements what Bioshock Infinite's greatest achievement is. You always know enough about what's happening in Columbia not to feel stupid, but you're always left wanting to know more. And somehow Irrational has found a way to continue to tell you more about the world you're in without telling you everything. Bioshock Infinite is an achievement in scope and vision because it doesn't sacrifice mechanics in the interest of a story to tell. But it also doesn't sacrifice story at the altar of set pieces, of cheap thrills, of throwaway pieces of information. Infinite mostly manages to blend its story with its mechanical goals, and that's something that shouldn't be possible, and Irrational Games have pulled it off anyway.